He's the Conservative MP for North East Bedfordshire. That is Richard Fuller. Richard Fuller, thanks so much for joining us today. You're quite hard to get hold of, some Tory MPs today. Our political editor says that your tribe is fed up. Are you?
Not with the Prime Minister, no. I think the Prime Minister is the right person for the job, has helped this country through the impact of coronavirus in extremely difficult circumstances. And there are some important questions relating to the events over a period of time, as your correspondent said, which the Prime Minister will need to provide information to Sue Gray about, and then all of us will be able to make our judgments when that information is in.
You mentioned questions. There was a question from a DUP MP, Jim Shannon, in the House today. I want to bring it to our viewers who haven't seen it, because I can't recall anything quite like it in the House for some time. This is the DUP MP, Jim Shannon. His mother-in-law died around about the time that this party was happening. She died. He couldn't go and visit her. This is what he said.
Just last week, 3,000 people who followed the rules and grieved today. So will the paymaster, including my mother-in-law who died alone, will the Paymaster General confirm that there will be a full and complete disclosure to enable the police service to ascertain that all was done decently and within the regulations at the date and at that time? I'm sorry, Mr. Speaker.
Minister.
I'm very sorry for his loss, Mr. Speaker. He's asking me if the results of the investigation will be made public.
Richard Fuller, we don't play that clip gratuitously. It's awkward watching. It must have been awkward for people in the chamber. It must have been awkward for the Speaker and Michael Ellis responding for the government as well. We play it because it illustrates painfully just how much this matters to MPs. If it matters to MPs, you can be sure it matters to members of the public too.
Exactly right, Mr. Brazier. I was in the chamber and listened as a number of MPs talked about emotional circumstances and the effects of COVID during that period on themselves, on their families, or on their constituents. And Mr. Shannon is a well-loved member of Parliament from all parties. And for his constituents in Strangford, they should know he is, without doubt, the most attentive and assiduous, as we say in Parliament, member of Parliament out of all of us, participating in all debates. And so his contribution and the emotion within, I think, as you rightly says, does speak for a very large segment of the population for whom, whether the rules were followed at number 10 to the letter or even to the spirit, doesn't matter.
Ooh. What
matters is how it looks and how they feel about it and the sacrifice that they had. And I had, as a member of Parliament, a similar outpouring at the time of Mr. Cummings, where a lot of constituents at that time, much closer to the lockdown period, felt exactly the same way. So these issues are very...
If you don't mind me saying, I've got a feeling then the difference was the Prime Minister still had quite a lot of political capital from getting Brexit done, whatever it was, to expend. Now, perhaps rather less so. I mean, the speed with which you get these snap polls is dizzying these days. But there's one from Savannah Comres, which shows that his approval ratings have fallen 12 points since December. It's only January, whatever it is, the 11th.
Well, I guess I'm not the sort of politician in response to short-term polls. To me, what matters is the facts of the matter and also the integrity of British politics. That's what governed my decision about, for example, Owen Paterson. And therefore, whilst we're now in a period where Ms. Gray, the senior civil servant in charge of the inquiry, is collecting the information, I think it's important that we do wait for her to make those assessments. But there will be a large segment of the population who will have said, you know what, this fits a pattern with the Prime Minister, and I don't think that's right. But equally, I would say, and just looking as a member of Parliament, you have a wide range of opinions, and talking to people and looking at what I get in my email inbox, there's also a large number of people who will assess the Prime Minister on how well he's dealt with the big decisions that affect their business, will affect their freedoms, and issues such as the vaccine rollouts, the opening up of the economy in the summer, and what happens next are going to be as important as how they feel about this particular issue.